What's up, degenerates? We are not live.
We're not?
No. But we are recording our podcast for the first time in 2 weeks.
I think we're live.
I am Ben. He is Nathan. And we're just going to be going over a bit of the news this week.
Am I live now?
No. And we're going to start with Nathan's favorite bit of news that came out of NXT Deadline this week.
What?
Dragon Lee wins North American Championship.
How is
Dominik
that at all
Mysterio.
my favorite?
Dominik Mysterio blames the Judgment Day for his loss.
Oh no, shit! Of course it was. Like, I'm sorry. I know you want to get into this, but can we talk about Dom Mysterio? He was obviously robbed and obviously distracted by Rey Mysterio being on commentary saying, "Oh yeah, Dragon Lee, he's the future Lucha Libre. Oh my brother. Oh Booker T." He was as bad as Booker T.
No, how was the match?
Well, the match was Dom Mysterio, one of Dom Mysterio's best, and Dragon Lee's best, like flat out in the WWE. And I'm happy to see it. I just wish Dragon Lee had a different opponent other than Dominik Mysterio to have good matches with. Like, this match was great to start off NXT TakeOver. Fantastic. I don't like how it ended. I think Dom should have won. But hey, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. And I'm interested to see what Dragon Lee will do with NXT, where the rules are a little bit more relaxed.
Yeah. So more NXT Deadline. Might as well talk about it. The show opened with Shawn Michaels and CM Punk.
Boo. Do you want my honest opinion?
I want your honest opinion. Okay.
So Shawn Michaels came out, and he started the whole D-Generation X thing, and it was weird seeing Punk jovial. Weird seeing Punk happy. He looked happy to be out there with Shawn.
He looked legitimately happy.
Yeah. He took a selfie with Shawn, and it's so weird to me to see CM Punk.
Haven't seen him look like that since what? 2011? 2013 maybe?
I wouldn't even go there, right? Like, I haven't seen him that happy since around 2008 when he first cashed in the Money in the Bank.
See, I was thinking when he walked out of Chicago as champion.
Yeah, but there was a different kind of happiness there. Like, this felt more real.
Yeah.
And the other one felt more scripted. I don't know.
But then CM Punk goes on to take a selfie with Shawn in the ring.
Yeah, I know. I'm jealous. I don't like that. I don't like that either. I'm not a fan of Punk. He got to take a selfie with Shawn. I don't want to take a selfie with Shawn.
It's never gonna happen. Never gonna happen.
The dare to dream. It's the reason I'm not leading this. That's not it. But
yeah,
he comes out with the stupid Bret Hart hoodie. You have to rub it more in Shawn's face. You should have had Shawn Michaels merchandise from head to toe.
Including a hat?
Especially a hat.
Cowboy hat?
Especially a cowboy hat.
Okay. WWE seemingly resolved Jey Uso using Yeet on merchandise and being able to say it.
Really?
At a live event this past week, I guess. I think it was Saturday night, actually.
It sounds like, because I don't want
Jey Uso tweeted as well a picture of him in the Yeet shirt saying "It's back."
So I've got a couple of thoughts on this, and hear me out on this.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if WWE. I'm not sure if it was WWE corporate lawyers or them just realizing that Yeet is more cultural zeitgeist and thus can't really be copyrighted. So I don't know what the realization is, but Jey Uso was getting Yeet over.
Yeah.
And
the wrestler that sued them really was not.
No.
And he did have a copyright for it though. So who knows what ended up happening there really.
But that being said.
On to a actually big development for WWE. Triple H to give time off for Christmas.
Yeah.
SmackDown and Raw are said to be getting going double for double tape.
Yeah.
For SmackDown and Raw this coming week, I believe.
Yeah.
For the Christmas holiday.
Yeah, it would be so. This isn't new for WWE to do, but this is
a little bit.
It's
more.
new. Like it's new to be publicized like this.
Yeah.
But this is the sort of thing they would always do, or they always have like a tribute to the Troop show or a yearly recap show around this time. I think Triple H is giving more time than has previously been a thing. But it has been a time, even under Vince McMahon, where during the Christmas break, they did get a week off. I think with Triple H...
Well, I do remember there was a highly criticized time when, on Christmas Day, they done a live show a few years ago.
I don't remember.
And there was a lot of flack on Vince McMahon. It was either Christmas Day or it was just Boxing Day.
Like, I don't... See, I could see New Year's Day. I think was it day one that would have been the flack thing?
No, it was over Christmas. I remember this happening a few years ago.
I've never heard of that. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah.
I know there's always been at least a week, but it's nice to see, maybe extending that out a little bit. Everybody needs time to even decompress because the road schedule is insane.
Yeah, so I think it's this coming Friday is double taped, and then next Monday is double taped.
Yeah, which would make sense.
Yeah. So on to AEW news. Thunder Rosa says she wishes the women's division in AEW had a star like Christian Cage to help bring up younger female talent.
Now, see, again, with Thunder Rosa, I can understand why she wants something like a Christian Cage.
Yeah.
If only they had just signed somebody, who's got a famous wife that was actually really good in pro wrestling for a long time, that could be there to be a coach for the woman.
Yeah, but who would they get for that?
I don't know. It's just, I don't know. It feels like a phoenix needs to rise on that.
Well, I'm just saying that if a phoenix rises on that, there's going to be legal issues.
Yeah, fair enough. Still, you could go the Copeland route.
Yeah, well, no, I just mean that she is currently signed with WWE still. They just only use her as a...
Ain't it a merch deal, or...?
No, from what I understand, it's not a...
It's a full Legends
contract.
Okay.
That way she can still, when they need her, be an announcer for like NXT and things like that. Because that's what they had her under.
Yeah. Okay. So, Legends.
Yeah. So... What are your more thoughts on that, if any? Like, Christian Cage has been great for the men's division. Bringing up, I guess, I don't know, what are they calling him? Nick Wayne, like the Prodigy or something like that? And then Kill Switch now for Luchasaurus?
Yeah, so the way I look at it, quite frankly, is first of all, your women need time in order to do anything, really. Let's just forget about getting the women a coach if the women have a grand total of 5 minutes on Dynamite and Rampage now. Jesus.
Yeah, which kind of leads into the next thing.
Oh, it does? Oh, I didn't know that.
No, not at all. You didn't get this.
Oh.
AEW Disciplinary Committee fining people for social media behavior.
Yeah.
So, for people who don't know, say Britt Baker got fined for being vocal about not getting promo time in all of 2023, whereas there's been other people getting 20 minutes promo time per episode-ish at times.
I just remember the big thing with Chris Jericho and the entire faction of Jericho together for the first half hour of AEW Dynamite. And the only thing that I know that I loved that absolutely needed to be there was Jake Hager saying, "Everyone knows I love that."
Yeah.
I feel for Britt Baker, I really do. Now, as for them being fined for social media behavior, I've said this to you before privately, and I'll say it here now. I don't feel it's right for them to have made an example out of Britt Baker,
No,
but I understand why they did it.
there are other people who have been fined,
Yeah.
who have been a lot more outspoken, but
Yeah,
more
but-
outspoken in an anti AEW way.
Yeah,
Not in I'm frustrated. Why am I not getting time kind of way.
yeah. But the way that I look at AEW's disciplinary committee, maybe it's because I like Bryan Danielson, so I'm a little biased. I'll hopefully admit that. But if you take a look at AEW's disciplinary committee, it was put in place to make AEW seem less Bush League because Tony Khan could not do that himself. So what did he do? He brought in a consortium of people, including Bryan Danielson, legal from outside, things like that. They're finding their footing. I believe they're using Britt Baker to set an example. I know the fine wasn't particularly onerous. It was, what, 15 for Britt?
I think so. I'm not 100%.
Okay. So I don't agree with it being Britt Baker who got fined.
Yeah.
And Britt Baker who they're making an example of, but I understand why. And I hope in the future, what happens is you get more of your T's crossed and your I's dotted. You don't need to do that, but you also need to make sure that social media is closely monitored, and I think this is a good step to making that happen.
All right. Let's move on to something we don't usually talk about.
Oh, really?
TNA.
Yeah, okay.
Kazuchika Okada returning to TNA for Snake Eyes. He's teaming with the Motor City Machine Guns against Moose, Brian Myers, and Eddie Edwards.
Okay, so Okada's just going to kill everybody, right?
I certainly hope so.
Okay,
One team seems absolutely stacked.
Yeah!
And then the other team is like, well, Moose, Brian Myers, and Eddie Edwards.
Yeah, so Moose, Hawkins, and Eddie Edwards. No disrespect to Eddie Edwards.
No disrespect to Hawkins either. Really.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. Kurt Hawkins will always get a laugh out of me because he's Kurt Hawkins.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I don't know how you squandered Moose's character. I don't know if it's the performer himself. I don't know if it's the character. I don't know if it's the writing. But if I'm able to slaughter Moose, I, as a fan, am able to slaughter Moose.
He's done it.
I have done it, and I would do it again. But the thing is, Moose needs to get better, and I am sorry, but doing this to him is not getting him better. So unless, like, I don't know if Moose is on his way out. I don't know if Moose has got an attitude problem. I don't know what the hell it is. But what I have is he's got to get better. Putting him in there with Okada and the Motor City Machine Guns, it's great for exposure. He's going to get killed. He should get killed.
And on to news that Nathan enjoys a little bit more. Still TNA.
Yeah.
Josh Alexander.
Boy.
Versus Will Ospreay.
Boy.
Set for Snake Eyes.
Okay, so I'm just going to say it. I have gone against Impact on a lot of things. This I'm hyped for. This I'm really hyped for. I want to see somebody who can take Alexander to his limit. Ospreay's perfect. So yeah. Give me that. Give me more of that.
This will be their second match.
Give me more of that. I don't care how many matches they have. It's the first one was good. This one's gonna be even
better. Back to more news about Dominik Mysterio.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yes. I'm all for this. I'm
gonna start this by saying Wes Lee pulled from the deadline match due to his back needing surgery. Dominik Mysterio goes on to state that his back has been hurting for the past 2-ish years for carrying WWE and being the greatest NXT North American champion of all time.
Okay, so couple of things about that claim. Number one, who has been the most over heel in the past year?
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, in terms of WWE, there has been nobody better as a heel than Dom Mysterio. Whether they pipe in crowd noise or not is a moot point on this. Dom Mysterio is absolutely fantastic. So, yes, he's been carrying the heel scene, particularly on Monday Night Raw, because you heard it on NXT. He's still a heat magnet, and he's doing everything right in that regard. So that's always great. What was the other thing he said? That he's the greatest NXT North American champion of all time? Of course he is! 1,000% he is! Who else has held that belt in the same way that Dominik Mysterio has? That belt has just elevated what a grade A douche Dom Mysterio is, and I'm all for it. So yes, he is on both counts. He's right. I'm sorry.
Now, Nathan, as a fanboy of Dominik Mysterio,
yes,
which you very much are,
very much,
you're stating that those claims are absolutely true and completely unbiased.
They're absolutely true. Yes.
Figured.
I can't say.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I know you can. I was waiting for you to say.
I can't.
I tried.
I can't.
Other news. It's never good when somebody gets injured. But in this case, we're a little biased against this one. Okay. Charlotte Flair shuffles.
Charlotte Flair.
I can talk. I swear.
Charlotte Flair. What is she shuffling?
Suffers injury on SmackDown.
Oh, suffers. Oh.
It said to have WWE very concerned, and it could be a serious injury.
Let's hope so.
Now, generally, we don't like when anybody gets injured.
No.
But
there's an exception
Charlotte Flair.
There is an exception to every rule. That's all I'm saying. Here's the thing. We've said it before several times, whether you're on TikTok, whether you've been listening to DeGen Podcast, what have you. Charlotte Flair is one of our favorite people. And the reason she's one of our favorite people is because it makes it so easy for us to do Wrestling Weekly. Because WWE is over-reliant on her and Bianca Belair on the face side of SmackDown's women's division, which, by the way, SmackDown's women's division is terrible because of how they're using it. It's damage control and nothing. Charlotte Flair being injured could be the best thing for her because it could shuffle either NXT around or Raw around and get some variety into the women's division, which it desperately needs.
Yeah. So, for people who really don't know or haven't watched before, we can't stand Charlotte Flair or Bianca Belair because they're given everything, shot after shot after shot. Yeah. And generally, you got to go to the back of the line.
Yep.
Now, here's the problem with that.
And you see that with the men's
Why
division.
is the back of the line always behind Charlotte Flair and Bianca?
Yeah.
Say Bianca loses, Charlotte Flair.
Yeah.
Charlotte Flair loses, Bianca. They both lose. It's both of them still.
Yep. It has been like that way for a year,
if not longer.
If you haven't, well, even I'm sorry, SmackDown used to have Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler.
Yeah, they were not good.
I know they were not good.
And what was happening with Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler? Charlotte Flair and Bianca Belair getting shot after shot after shot.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter. It goes back longer than that.
Yeah. But even still, there's got to be some variety there. There's got to be some accountability for the writing of the women's division. Yeah. And with Charlotte Flair being injured, now there has to be, because you can't have Bianca Belair getting shot after shot after shot after shot after shot. The illusion of variety would be completely shattered. Well, I'm hoping they don't.
Like, how great was it when Zelina Vega got a shot?
Oh, that was fantastic.
Yeah.
And the reason it was fantastic was because, well, first of all, Backlash was fantastic. Yeah. But second of all, Zelina Vega, nobody expected her to win. Nobody expected her to even have a shot. Yeah. So to even have that there, and, like, there was a split second where you thought, okay, maybe. And even that okay, maybe is good. Yeah. Variety is good, especially in a really shallow women's division. I'll say it again. Raw's is great. NXT's is great. SmackDown, what the hell are you doing?
LA Knight addresses his alleged wedding, asking people for pictures because he must not remember it because he must have been blacked out during the whole time that it was going on. Like are paparazzi just taking things too far with shit like that, or what the hell's really going on? Like,
I only got one thing to say that. Yeah. So if he was at any sort of formal event, I've seen some of the pictures. It genuinely looks like a wedding, like that he was at. But it might not have been his wedding.
Yeah.
He could have been there with some friends. But the thing is, if LA Knight's a big star, what's going to get the views? What's going to get the clicks?
LA Knight finally marries longtime girlfriend. Yeah.
Longtime girlfriend. And unfortunately, that's just the society we live in. And I'm not going to say it's good. I'm not going to defend it at all. But it happens.
Deonna Purrazzo, exploring free agency options.
Okay. So, I would say she's a perfect fit for AEW.
You would?
I would. If they were given promo time. Because Deonna Purrazzo needs it. She needs it to be
absolutely.
She needs it to be able to sell herself. Like, don't get me wrong. She's great in ring. But if she is given promo time, she can be really freaking deadly.
I'm thinking SmackDown.
I don't want her anywhere near Triple H because Triple H said she was not TV ready yet. Yes, she was.
Yeah.
But if I could see her going anywhere, like if she can get something on SmackDown for WWE, yeah, do it. Do it. Get the belt off Io Sky, give it to Deonna. That way you can have Damage Control doing Damage Control things. And you could still have a secondary women's feud.
Yeah.
That could be different because Deonna Purrazzo could make it different. No disrespect to Bayley or any of Damage Control. They're doing everything they can. It's just a matter of I want something different on SmackDown.
Yeah, like Damage Control is amazing.
They could be if
the issue
won.
Is
if they actually won.
The issue is the Charlotte Flair and Bianca Belair of it all, which we always end up unfortunately having to state and go back to.
Having to tolerate.
And for the last bit of news, I have Sami Zayn granted time off by WWE. He is not scheduled for the show on December 28th in Laval, Quebec.
I don't like this. Does he deserve it? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Would I have taken him off the show in Laval, Quebec? Hell to the no. Not that show.
Yeah,
that show is Sammy Country. 1,000%. I don't like this at all. Because the thing is, Sami Zayn has gotten the short end of the stick the entirety of 2023 post-WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And it sickens me. Because he has shown how good he can be. He was single-handedly revitalizing the Bloodline storyline before you jobbed him out to Reigns, which you shouldn't have done. You should have won a chamber. But now you're trying to make it so that people will pay, like people would say, pay money on the prospect to see Sami Zayn near Sami Zayn's hometown, and he's not going to be there. It's not a good look. Never a good look.
No, not at all.
You remember the times when Trish Stratus was hurt, for example?
Yeah. And
they would still have her announce for shows in the Toronto area.
Yeah.
And Trish would always be there. And it was one of those things where it didn't matter what you had Trish doing, Trish always got a pop in Canada.
Yeah.
Sami Zayn is that on steroids.
Absolutely.
Like, we love the guy. I love the guy. You like the guy.
Yeah.
And he is basically Canada's favorite son, and you're messing out again on Sami Zayn's just general likability. And I don't understand why WWE, it doesn't matter if it's Vince or Hunter, has this penchant of burying Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
Or anybody who is like organic and built up, because they've done it with LA Knight too.
Oh yeah.
LA Knight was horribly mishandled. He should have never been in there against The Miz, because I think that exposed him. But more importantly, he should have never been against Roman Reigns and Crown Jewel if you weren't going to strap the belt to him. Because that killed every bit of momentum that LA Knight had. LA Knight is still tremendously over, but the window of opportunity is completely closed on that. And you're going to have to open up another window if you ever want LA Knight to be as big as he could be.
That being said,
there are so many missed opportunities.
Yeah, I mean, Triple H, long-term storytelling has been back for a while now because of Triple H. But
you have to
with things going where they are there too many long-term stories going on at once? Why are they being stretched out for longer than they need to be?
Yeah. Part of long-term storytelling that I think is lost in wrestling right now, and maybe you'll agree with me on this, maybe you won't.
Yeah.
I don't know. But knowing when to end them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you've got three that I know of that are really, really prevalent. You've got Bloodline, you've got Damage Control, and you've got Judgment Day.
Yeah.
Of those, I'm looking at them, I'm thinking to myself, Damage Control is the most intriguing of them.
Yeah.
Because you have just added in new moving parts to make the story go forward. Yeah. The Bloodline hasn't had a moving part since Sami Zayn.
No, not at all.
You've had the breakdown, you've had Roman Reigns and the Usos Civil War, which was not a civil war by any means. But then you decided you wanted to backtrack on that, and it's done nothing since SummerSlam. But you have to mention it every freaking week. Honestly, if it were me and you wanted to prolong the Bloodline storyline, I would not have Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa on TV until Roman Reigns is there.
Yeah.
I would completely give you a breather, a refresher, if you want that long-term storyline to go. The thing is, you've had long-term storylines in the past too. Austin McMahon, McMahon Rock, Austin Rock. Those are all long-term storylines. But HBK Taker's another big one that were given time to breathe and time to fester. And when you remind people of them to get them hyped up again, that's fine. But it's not an every week thing. And I feel like at least I am tired of 2 out of those 3 storylines is because we see the Judgment Day every week.
Well, it's not so much that we see them every week. It's that there's tension built every week within the Judgment Day and the Bloodline, and then
nobody knows how to act.
And then the next week, it seems to be all gone at the beginning, and then it builds again, but then it's all gone again the next week.
Yeah. And it's fine to do that once.
Yeah.
But in the case of the Judgment Day, there's 3, 4, 5 times. But with the case of the Bloodline, there was will they, won't they, 3, 4, 5 times.
It's seeming like something's going to come out of the Judgment Day somewhat soon because of over the past weekend.
But at the same time,
it could do the exact same thing.
Yeah, the Bloodline, we've seen the breakup of the Bloodline. We've seen it twice.
Yeah,
where something could come out of it, and then kumbaya, or worse, they backtrack on it because it makes no sense.
Yeah,
as to why they backtrack.
Now it has been announced that Roman Reigns is supposed to be on this Friday SmackDown. Which is actually kind of big news because he wasn't supposed to be on any kind of TV until after the New Year. And then Orton returned. Now, unfortunately, it's probably just going to be an Orton beats up the Bloodline and loses the Reigns thing, which really sucks. And it's not going to hurt Orton.
No,
but it's not going to do anything for fans.
The thing is, here's the thing. If you're going to have Orton Reigns, the way you do it is simple. If you want Roman Reigns to win, which I can understand why you would, Reigns Orton, I understand why he's going to. But you have the cost. There has to be a cost. The Bloodline, particularly Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa, gone after this. Gone. There needs to be.
So what I'm thinking,
Randy Orton.
Randy Orton wants payback.
Yep.
He doesn't so much want the title as he wants payback. Yeah. What if Roman Reigns loses but retains because Orton gets disqualified for beating the shit out of him?
Well, that's another route you can go too. But I want some sacrificial lambs now. You have Roman Reigns built up as this undeniable champion, all hail tribal chief, acknowledge me, stuff like that. Have those towers gone for.
Yeah.
I'm going to assume Cody Rhodes. I'm going to assume Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. But the bloodline, gone.
Yeah.
And by the way, I've said this before. I will say this again. Roman Reigns needs to bleed.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Randy Orton's the perfect one to make him bleed.
Yeah.
I mean, think of his storyline with Jeff Hardy before he left.
Oh, yeah.
The freaking screwdriver through the earring, pulling that.
Yeah. God.
Randy Orton has the perfect sadistic and such entertaining mind.
Yeah. To make stuff like that happen.
His storyline with Shawn Spears, perfect 10. People chanting 9, 9, 9. Orton freaking wrecking his fingers. It was perfect.
That was great. But yeah, no. If Roman Reigns retains, in any case, it needs to be a great cost.
Yeah.
Randy Orton needs to take out all of Roman Reigns' support. Except Paul Heyman.
Yeah.
Keep Paul Heyman around another month.
Yeah.
Whoever you have Roman lose to, that's fine. Paul Heyman, gone. Make Roman there on his own, one-on-one, Roman Reigns versus, I assume, Cody Rhodes. If you're going to stretch this out, this is endpoint. Roman must lose.
Yeah, or even, so Randy Orton RKO'd Nick Aldis.
Yep.
Have Nick Aldis cost Randy the match after he makes Roman Reigns bleed.
Yeah.
Because of Randy RKOing Nick Aldis.
Yeah.
Giving him $100K, Nick Aldis says, Randy, the fine was only $50K. Like, yeah, that's for next time.
Yeah.
Have Randy do that next time. Nick Aldis get pissed off and be the one that costs, setting up Randy Orton versus Nick Aldis eventually. Because Nick Aldis isn't retired or doesn't have a serious injury.
He can go.
Yeah, that would be great, actually.
They should just.
I've talked myself into that.
They should just hire it.
Yeah, I've talked myself into that. I'm not usually known for like booking or anything like that.
No,
my
but
brain does.
no,
yeah,
but
I like
works.
that. Yeah,
that works.
But I think that's it for us this week on podcast. Next week we'll be back maybe with a real topic. We've been actually pretty busy this past little bit.
Who knows?
Life sucks. Let's just say that.
Life sucks. Bodies suck.
So we'll see you guys probably next week. We'll be on TikTok here and there. We've missed a few days, but we'll be back.
Life sucks. Bodies suck. But in any case, guys, thank you so much, and we will talk to you soon.
See you.